Monday Night Chat with Wong Chen.
Brought to you by the Member of Parliament for Subang.
Hi, welcome to Monday Night Chat episode 61. We're in Parliament and we're going to do this week in Parliament, answer 5 questions, and then we have a third segment on Rafizi's trial. Okay, for this week in Parliament, we started Parliament on Monday. Monday, I was actually in Phuket on the way back, so I arrived in Parliament about 1-2 o'clock. As you know, I was in Phuket for the Human Rights Conference for 4 days. It was really good. One of the main thing about going to these ASEAN conferences is to make sure that we coordinate and try to hold ASEAN centrality. As you know, the world is being pulled apart in every direction, including ASEAN is being pulled apart by American interests and Chinese interests. So when it comes to human rights issues, I think it's important that like-minded MPs from ASEAN are united on the front, which then leads on to this. This week was really about the Cambodian visit by Sam Rainsy, Musukwa, and a few of the members of parliament or members of parliament in exile. Anyway, Monday, I came back and then went straight into the Public Accounts Committee hearing. And this Public Accounts Committee hearing is secretive, so we can't really tell you what happened, but once it's published, it's all open there. So after the PAC hearing, of course, I go back to the Parliament Hall. We had a few things to debate about. I had promised to debate a lot, but, as usual, you plan and you can't do it because I'm just swamped by other things. Yeah. On Tuesday, I started the day quite early at 8:30. I met up with a communications expert, trying to find out, a little bit more about strategic comms and issues related to it. So it was very nice and kind of her to drop by to explain things to me. And then, of course, after that, I went back in the hall at 10 o'clock, and then, then I had another Public Accounts Committee hearing at 11, and that lasted until about 12:30, and that's when Sam Rainsy, Musukwa, and a few of the MPs, Cambodian MPs in exile, arrived in Parliament building, and we had to adjourn to meet them at the Public Accounts Committee building, and then we took them to Bilik Taklimat where they gave a briefing. Some 20 MPs attended the briefing by Sam Rainsy and Musukwa. They were explaining the state of politics and state of human rights in Cambodia. And, I think we had a good interaction for about 30 minutes where they spoke for 30 minutes and then MPs asked questions for 30 minutes. We're very happy to see the opposition members there as well, including Khairi Jamaluddin. Then we broke for a simple lunch, rice, chicken, curry chicken and vegetable, and then some watermelon. So very simple lunch, and then the Cambodians left Parliament. Of course, there were a lot of planning involved in this. As you know, as reported, Izzah did write the letter to invite them. I was roped in to help Izzah organize things, and we also got YB Nurin to help. So just managing the whole thing took the most of Tuesday morning and most of Tuesday afternoon, and then finally they went out where there was we decided that they shouldn't be in Parliament per se to give their press statement. They went to the gates of Parliament and gave a press statement, and this was widely covered by the press. On Wednesday, I went to the mixed parliamentary electoral system that was organized by Wong Chen and also Engage. I met at that particular meeting this gentleman, Robert Pendant, who is the former chief of New Zealand Election Commission. So he was explaining certain things I thought really fascinating, so I invited him on the spot to come and visit me on Thursday. So he agreed to do so. So Wednesday was a pretty standard day, no more Cambodian issue. Basically go to Parliament, sort out the Parliament hearings and stuff like that, and then I had to go to my service centre at about 5 something, and then we had the service night from 8 to 10 p.m. Quite a busy service night, but we also are bound by some level of privacy for our service night attendees, so we try not to talk about it. So lastly, Thursday, and I had a meeting with my ex-football player friend. Okay, he's a corporate guy, so I just want to gauge what is happening corporate-wise, talk about economics, what's the situation, business confidence. And then that was at 8:30 in the morning, and then 9:30 I met Robert from the New Zealand Election Commission. We had a really fascinating discussion on things. And then at lunchtime we had lunch with the Norwegian ambassador and the two of her interns, and as usual, we're friends, and we talk about updates on Malaysia and also what policy reforms we can learn from Norway. And that's basically this week in Parliament. Stay tuned for Rafizi's trial, which is on Friday. Welcome to Q&A 120 seconds. As you most of you know, my 120 seconds actually extend longer than that, but we'll try our best to be short and sweet this week. First question on the Tanjung PI by-election. Generally, I think it's going to be really too close to call, but I must say that I'm a little bit disappointed sometimes with our own campaigning, which seems to offer a lot of goodies, something that Barisan Nasional used to do. But I cannot complain too much because I myself haven't gone down to Tanjung PI. And if I go down, I'm going to be like a tourist also. So it's just that I hope that we will campaign cleaner in the future. Number two, the issue on the SRC. Of course, Najib expressed, surprise that he's been asked to defend himself on a prima facie case. Come on, come on, actually, how can he keep a straight face on this issue? I have no idea. SRC is a slam dunk case. He has to answer for that. Number three, the issue regarding Sam Rainsy at Musukwa. I'm very happy to note that Malaysian government finally let them in, and that despite everything else, it was a historic visit, though informal, to Parliament, and that even though we said that they cannot make statements in Parliament, they have to do it outside the gates of Parliament, this is really a good progress towards human rights in ASEAN. While we believe ASEAN should have non-interference, it doesn't, the failure of ASEAN to deal with the Rohingya issue is a problem. It's a deep problem. So having a little stand on this issue regarding human rights in Cambodia is a step in a positive direction. Number four, US aviation regulators downgraded Malaysia's safety rating to category 2. We must get down to it and ask which airline is responsible for this. And it's not good in the overall image. If MAS is somehow involved in the downgrade, then we have to do something a little bit more. Last issue, of course, Perak Menteri Besar comments about DAP. We would like to hear what Bersatu really has to say about this, but generally, we may not be 100% united, but public statements shouldn't be made in the open in this aspect. We can criticize, but it should be always constructive. That's it for Q&A this week.
Rafizi! Bebas Rafizi! Bebas, bebas! Bebas, bebas! Bebas Rafizi! Bebas Rafizi! Hidup, hidup! Hidup, hidup! Hidup rakyat! Hidup rakyat! Bebas, bebas! Bebas, bebas! Bebas Rafizi! Bebas Rafizi!
Ialah mengenai kes pendakwaan yang tidak mengemukakan dokumen asal dan menggunakan dokumen salinan untuk mendakwa saya, dan itu telah diputuskan oleh pihak penghakiman oleh hakim pada hari ini sebagai bertentangan dengan akta bukti, akta keterangannya. And luckily and thank God today the court has decided to agree with our submission on purely on the point of law. Dan ini sangat penting kerana kalau contohnya keputusan pendakwaan untuk mengemukakan bukti yang bertentangan dengan akta keterangan itu diterima pakai semata-mata untuk menyabitkan saya dengan kesalahan, dia bukan soal saya yang akan ke penjara, soalnya ialah ada ribu-ribu kes lagi yang akan terkesan